Impact comes from behavior. It comes from somebody doing something differently. The behavior map is your chance to lay out exactly who has to do exactly what differently all the way to impact. It's just, this is just kind of physics. It's like this goes to this, goes to this, goes to this, and if you don't like that last step, you know, tough shit. It's physics. You take a piece of paper, you write your outcome at the bottom, and you start putting in what has to happen, who has to do what, all the way down to that outcome. It's actually really hard. People haven't thought all the way a lot of the time. And they leave obvious stuff out. Farmers do X, dealers do Y, magic happens, incomes increase. I had a guy once who wanted to end genocide in the Sudan. And his idea was corporate divestment to drive an end to genocide in Sudan. He had all this very convincing way of getting companies to divest in their investments in Sudan. Very persuasive, he was a good salesman, etc. And so we said, okay, let's make a behavior map that has, you know, bad guys quit doing bad stuff down here, right? And companies divest here. Okay, what happens? He resented the notion that, wasn't it obvious? You know, why should I have to, I can't do anything about these things, so why should I even include them? And I don't think I ever persuaded him that that was too many magic boxes between this and this. You have to do something to change each behavior, and you start trying to change a lot of behaviors, and you end up with a lot of things you have to do, and you end up with a complicated model that can't be replicated. You need to be thorough, but you need to get a way to go from point A to point B with the minimum number of behavior changes.
Try not to have more than like 6 items in this list. Any more, it's going to be too hard to change them.
What we like to say is, you list the behaviors only of people you can't fire. In other words, if you can manage them directly and compensate them directly and all that, they don't belong in a behavior list. That's you. That's your organization acting upon them. What you're talking about is people out in the external world who you're going to have to do something about.
For the cook stove, the behavior map is quite simple. 6 behaviors that leads to a big outcome. It goes like this. First, they've got to get a stove. Then they have to get the fuel. They have to use the stove exclusively. They have to learn to start it right. They have to ventilate it enough. And when it breaks, it has to get fixed. Getting every single one of these right leads to the outcome of healthier families.
Some people, they could list 20 and be super useful for them because they could very easily then start stripping away the ones that aren't that important. And other people, it would just be a recipe for endless complication. Try to find the fewest number of steps that get you all the way from A to B, all the way to your outcome, but actually connect all the dots all the way to outcome. This is the task at hand, is changing these. And so a lot of people have never laid them out at all. A lot of them have never connected the dots all the way to impact. A lot of them have never asked skeptical questions about, is this enough? For almost everybody, it's a little scary in that you virtually always find something that you didn't think of that's not going to be easy.